Good afternoon, YouTubers. This is Fran-Sez, and just got that audio sign again. Sorry, should cut that out. Anyways, let's start again. This is Fran-Sez. It's 1:36 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. Anyways, just wanted to talk about some things. Basically, I had a sore back this morning. Well, actually, it started last night, and I couldn't get out of bed early enough to get all made up and on the bus to go to church. So, in fact, I just got done putting my makeup on. Okay, so I spent the morning cooking. I cooked a bean soup, and I used the ingredients that Sandy Callee sent me. Okay. So anyways, I just want to share. She sent me a package of this 16 bean soup, and inside it has a seasoning packet. Okay. I chose not to use the seasoning packet because I wanted to use my own spices. Most of the ingredients in this are very good. There was some gluten, hydrolyzed corn gluten in there, and I'm trying to eat gluten free, so it probably wasn't enough to really make any difference, but I used my own herbs and spices and everything. So I made the soup. I'm going to explain how I cooked this morning. So according to the directions on the bag here, basically you have to soak the beans. I empty the package into a colander, and I rinse the beans with hot water out of the tap, okay? And I just rinse them really good in the colander, drain it, okay? And then I put them in the Dutch oven. I have a 6-quart Dutch oven, which is what I use to cook soups in, okay? And so anyway, so I rinse the beans, and then I put 8 cups of hot water. Basically, I boiled water in a tea kettle, and 8 cups is 2 quarts, right? So that's a full, my tea kettle holds 2 quarts, so I poured all that in there. So then you simmer the beans for an hour, okay? Wait a minute. No, you bring it to a boil. Let me read the directions here, okay? Bring to a boil for 2 minutes. Well, I did it for 5 minutes, you know. Remove from heat, cover pot, and soak for 1 hour. So basically, started this at soaking for an hour at 9:30. So at 10:30, the beans were soaked. Okay. So now you rinse the beans. No, excuse me. What you do is you drain the beans and rinse the beans. So basically, what I did was I drained the beans by dumping the water, you know, stir it good, dump the water in the colander that I rinsed them initially, okay? Then put them back in the pot. And then I put a quart of filtered water in there, stirred it, dumped it through the colander, and I rinsed it twice through the colander, okay? So then you put all the beans back in the pot, and I added 6 cups, it says 6 to 8 cups of cold water, which it was cold filtered water from my Brita filter. And so then you bring the beans back to a boil, and then and you cook them for 2 hours. You know, once it gets up to hot, you're supposed to add the packet, and then simmer on low for an hour to 50 minutes or 2 hours, whatever, you know. So that's basically how you make the beans, okay? And it also tells you on the bag, you know, you can add things to the soup and all this other stuff. So I did add some things, okay? So I used my own spices. I used my turmeric. I used black pepper. I have some curry powder and sea salt and some Himalaya salt that Sandy sent me. Okay, so I sprinkle those in there. And, you know, I mean, 6 quarts of water, and you got like probably a bunch of cups of, because this, after you soak this for an hour, it sucks up a lot of water, okay? Now the idea of the boiling the beans and soaking them for an hour and then rinsing them twice is most of the gas you get from beans comes from the surface of the beans. And if you boil them or, you know, for an hour and whatever, soak them for an hour and then rinse them twice, that gets rid of probably 90 to 100% of all the stuff on the surface of the beans that gives you gas, okay? So anyways, when you put the beans back in there with more filtered water, you know, the beans are going to cook for 2 hours, simmered with the spices. So I chopped up an onion, half an onion, whatever. I put in some garlic. I put in my spices, 2 cans of tomato paste, and yeah, I think that was about it. Yeah. And you know, if you wanted, you could probably, I ran out of carrots, so you could peel and chop up some carrots and throw that in there. Okay. She also sent me some bouillon, no sodium added beef or chicken bouillon. And I could have put a packet or 2 of each of one of those, either go beef or chicken, but I didn't do that. So this is totally vegan. Now I'm going to get up, I'm going to show you what this product looks like now, okay? So I'm going to get up and stir the soup. And my plans are I can either eat this soup, I figured it out, it's got 4 days. Oh, I also put like 6 tablespoons of olive oil, organic olive oil, and 6 tablespoons of coconut oil. So, and then the amount of protein, it tells you on the bag here, there's enough protein and good olive oil, coconut oil, to meet your daily requirements for 4 days. One person for 4 days, okay? So, or if you have a family of 4, you could eat the whole pot, you know, split it up amongst the 4 people and get your full day's worth of protein. And I was thinking, you know, I plan on cooking rice separately to add more carbohydrate and calories to my daily intake. Or if I wanted to, I could go on a 4-day fast, which I would only eat like 1/4. Let's say there's 4 quarts of soup in it, eat 1 quart of soup a day. And I even figured out the total calories, but you would have all the oils and protein that your body needs for 1 day. So, you know, I could split everything in this pot up in 4 containers and put them in a refrigerator. And then each day I could cook some rice, right? And then reheat that portion of soup for that day, and then add the rice to it. And then I would have, you know, basically 4 days worth of meals. And you know, so anyways, I'm going to get up and show you what the soup looks like, okay? I got to get up and stir it. I'm wearing a bathing suit right now, and all right, and this is a pink top, and it's striped. It's like a tank top shirt. And anyways, I just wanted to show you also, let me get a little closer, okay? I've been losing weight. I'm not going to show my boobies, but you can see that I'm getting chiseled down here. And I'm going to turn around briefly too, because you can see that I'm losing. I don't have as big a love handles as I used to have. See, it's slendering through my waist to hips in here. So, you know, I have been losing fat in certain areas and probably putting weight on elsewhere, but that's okay. So anyways, let me flip this over. There's the pot. Okay, basically I take the lid off here. I'm going to stir it. So this is basically just beans with some onion and garlic, and you know, you could put anything else in here Additionally, let me show you here what this looks like here. Get the camera off the top of the thing here. Okay. So, okay, here we go. So I can't mix videos or combine them like, let me get this angled right. Okay, there you go. So you can see the beans in there. And, you know, basically a 6-quart Dutch oven. I think there's at least 3 or 4 quarts here. So I figured, you know, if I split this up 4 ways, use a measuring cup, and I do have containers. See, like I have a container here. I have a bunch of these containers, so I can put, make the soup, and then, and anyways, I tasted it already. It is very delicious. See, delicious. All those beans in there, all those different kinds, there's 16 different kinds of beans in there. It is so good. So let me put the lid back on, and I'll have some of that later. I didn't steam any broccoli today, and anyway. So I just got done doing my makeup, and I washed my hair, and there we go. Yeah, see? And I'll swing it over here. See, I have the curtain, the shade open, and it's sunny out. So, and if I swing this around, there's that rectangular table I used to have my computer on. I have my computer on a round table now. So as you can see, it's very bright outside, and I have some of the half the curtain closed off, but I like to look outside and see, you know, people driving by, and you can see the sky. It's a very sunny, nice day out today. And actually, I haven't gone anywhere today. It took me till 1 p.m. to get the bean soup done. So basically, I started prepping to make the soup, rinsing the beans, and about 9 to 9:30. At 9:30, the beans had been boiled for 5 minutes, and then I set them off to the side and covered them for an hour. Then I rinsed them at about 10:30. I rinsed I dumped all the liquid. It's like real dark liquid, like black. There's black eyed peas in there. But all that liquid goes through the colander, and you dump it. And then I rinsed the beans twice by pouring them back in the pot and using filtered water, and stirred it up, and then dumped it through the colander again. So I did that twice. So basically, you know, the third time I rinsed the beans, the water was clear, you know. So I thought that was good. And then once I got the beans done, you know, rinsed and put back in the pot, then I added 6 cups of filtered water. You could use up to 8. And then I put in the seasonings and started simmering it. And when it came up to bubbling like a boil, I cut the heat back slowly on the calorie rod. And I also, you know, added 2 cans of tomato paste. There's 6-ounce cans, so that's 12 ounces. So, you know, when you add the onion and the garlic and the tomato paste, you know, that adds volume, it adds ingredients. So you want to get all that stuff in there with the olive oil and the coconut oil, and get that all so it simmers for 2 hours, okay? And it makes a wonderful soup. It's delicious. And you know, I'm not going to eat. I'm only going to eat like a quarter of that, and I'll probably put the rest in a container or 2. I can actually leave the soup in the pot, covered, put it in the refrigerator, and since there's no rice or starch in there, I can reheat this soup on the stove and nothing will stick on the bottom, okay? So that's why I don't like making large rice casseroles. I only make enough for 1 day because when you go to reheat rice in a pot, usually it'll stick on the bottom unless you're stirring constantly, and you have to be careful, okay? So I spend a lot of time, you know, cooking things correctly, and you have to pay attention to what you're doing and adjust the fire so you don't burn or overcook anything. And so, anyways, later today I plan on in a separate pot maybe cook 1 cup of rice. That's 4 servings, and that's 160 calories per serving. So that's an extra, what, 640 calories. That plus 1/4 of that soup. You know, I could basically do that for 4 days, and I will calculate what the total calories and carbohydrate, protein, and oil grams will be. And you know, this is totally vegan, you know. So like I said, I do eat meat and things occasionally, but I try to keep the meals that I eat, any meat or fish, down to 2 meals a week. Okay, so every 3 or 4 days I'm gonna go have some chicken or fish and whatever. So I very rarely buy any. I don't buy any chicken or fish either to bring home, because if I want to have meat, I'll go to China Buffet and I'll eat the meat and fish that they have there. And I do buy beef heart, and I do buy grass-fed ground beef at Publix, and you know, they charge about $7, $8, $9 a pound for that stuff. So, but I never buy. If I buy it, I only use 1 pound of ground beef a week, and that's actually 4 servings. But usually I eat all that ground beef within 2 days. So, and you know, that gives you, you know, 4 ounces of ground beef gives you all the protein you need for the day. You know, so you know, losing weight, and you know, you have to keep track and count calories. You also have to exercise. Okay, you can't starve yourself. You have to eat well. You have to eat the required amount of good oils and protein, and limit your carbohydrates and exercise. You know, your heart is pumping 24/7, right? And that muscle, you know, it takes energy to keep your heart pumping. And it takes energy to keep your brain chooching too. So, you know, I mean, you can lose weight without exercising, but it's better if you do. If you go out and walk a mile, or walk for 30 minutes, or go swim in the pool for 30 minutes, well, you know, you're not really burning a lot of calories doing that, but it does add to your total calorie burn for the day. Plus, your muscles will be exercised, and your body will use more of the food you eat to rebuild the stores of energy that you have in your muscle cells. That's glycogen. Okay, so what insulin does to your blood sugar, it changes the glycogen. It goes across the membrane walls and energizes your muscles. Okay, so as you can see I have muscles. Okay, so I do have muscles. All right. So, and I also have, I don't think these are considered muscles. Had to put a joke in there, folks. But anyways, I want to thank Callie for sending me all these food things. And I know she's going to, oh, I'm not wearing blue today. This is actually a pink stripe and white. And this is like a coral necklace. And my bathing suit is like a solid gray. And anyway, so Fran-Sez is losing weight. I'm losing weight through my hips and midriff. There's less handles here. I have less handles around my hip area, so that's good. So even though my weight really hasn't changed that much in 3 months since Thanksgiving, I feel like I have lost inches, and things are being rearranged on my body. So anyways, and still got to wait 3 more weeks before I get my blood test results. I'm looking forward to that. But I will make a video and update everybody concerning that. And I also thought that maybe the number codes on my HRT letter, maybe I can look that up on the internet and convert those code numbers to, you know, whatever they mean. And then maybe I'll make a video of that, you know, and share whatever I can without invading my privacy too awful bad. Anyway, so I have pink eyeshadow. I can't see very good without my glasses. So as you can see, I just put it on, and I need to get my hair dyed. I had it done 6 months ago in October, and today's 13th. Yeah, so in 2 weeks it'll be 6 months ago. And I know I should have it done more often, but you know, it costs money to have that done. And you know, I have money for other things, you know. I have a budget myself, so, but I do plan, you know, I did get my medical bills caught up, so when I get paid next week, I'm hoping that I can go see the hairdresser again. I also need to start saving for some hair removal. I would really like to get some electrolysis done around my mouth, my upper lip, chin area. And, you know, I don't have that much over on the sides of my face, like I mentioned in the previous video. And, but you know what? I mean, I really would like to get this cut back, you know. And so, I mean, you know, I don't like shaving every day, you know. You know, like a year or two ago when I had a girlfriend, she liked facial hair. And, you know, I'd probably shave once a week or maybe not at all. I did have a beard for a while, and I kept it trimmed real close. And one time I had like sideburns, okay, you know, that went down to my jawline, basically. But I never did like facial hair on my upper lip or around my mouth. So, you know, I would shave that. So, you know, I had lamb chops before, but I don't like hair on my neck, and especially around my lips and mouth. I don't like that. So you know what? Hey, I think electrolysis, it costs a lot of money, but you know what? It sure would be nice to like get rid of most of your facial hair, and then, you know, hey, I'm not going to pay $10,000. I mean, some ridiculous amount. But you know, I'm thinking like over the course of a year or two, maybe 1,000. You know, make 10 or 12 visits. And a lot of you girls probably saying, well, that's not going to be enough. Well, we'll just wait and see. You know, you never know. Okay, so we all are individuals, and we have different hormone levels in our body. So more to come, and see you in my next video. And it's almost 24 minutes. So love everybody. Comment, rate, subscribe, whatever. I'm going to have some soup now. Love you.